Endwalker continues yet again. So I did want to bring up, apparently, with Hermes / Fandaniel taking over Zodiark, he wasn't dealt with the way the other Ascians have been dealt with, La Habrea, Igayorn, etc. So we could see him again. We could see Hermes again. We could see Fandaniel again, because he was just, with Zodiark's downfall, his defeat, we didn't really see him shatter, so to speak, with the White Auracite. Anyways, no, I didn't skip any quests. No, all these, I finished exactly where we were last night. I was supposed to go down here to the Underground next, because we talked about fixing the Etherical Engine. So this is the next quest. Our destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum, in its wisdom, has granted you access to the Archon's Lift. Step inside and have Ophiline take you to the medical circuit. No, this is exactly where I left off last night. Yes, I shall use the lift. Zord intended Hog's Eye. Right, but there wasn't really anything similar done to Zodiark. Visit your associates ahead to Logisticon Alpha and the other side of the Merle Agronomics. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to. No, never mind. I can wait. Let's tend to the matter at hand. We're also under the narrative understanding that this actually does finish off Ascians as of this point in time. It could be different. It could be absolutely. It could be that it dealt with them for the moment, but it could deal with them permanently. We're functioning under the understanding that this is the end. Hey, how's it going? Going pretty well. Just going ahead and trying to finish up some 14. What abyss? The one that transfers the soul to the sanctuary in the rift. I guess that's right. He's also a sundered Ascian, so even if he came back, he won't have memories of his past life. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see how this is going to go, because there's a lot of plot points that are currently hanging in the balance right now. And on top of that, adding another, let's fix the Etherical Engine. So unless that's... I'm expecting that to be at least 6 to 8 quests. I'm expecting a little arc. I will be very surprised if it's a quick, oh yeah, boom, we fixed it. Is it a yak? Or is it a cow? It is a yak cow. God, I love it. Horse. I'm assuming I'm supposed to go this way. I gotta get down there. Oh, wait, do they... I'm trying to see if they gave this fence physics or not. Collision. Nope, that is an invisible wall, though. Oh, I see. See where it's going. Anyways. After all. Right. Well, whether he wanted to or not, he is bound. He was a seat on the convocation. Therefore, he's kind of bound by different rules than the rest of everybody, even the rest of the Ascian race. Plus, with Zodiark's downfall, we have an understanding that, like, all the Ascians inside of him that were sacrificed to Zodiark, they're kind of just free and about. So I'm expecting maybe some kind of plot point to kind of wrap it up. Like, hey, cool, you did the thing. You stopped the final days. You did what we could not. Kind of expecting that sort of like send off. It's been, you know, it's an interesting. It's been an interesting expansion so far. I have a lot of thoughts and I have a lot of opinions on it. Might have to actually jot those down onto paper or video format. Because there's a large discussion to be had on not just this going into Dawn Trail, but this in general. Like a fairy. No, I'm good. Just takes me a minute. It's not going to take me overly long to actually get to where I need to. I don't even the well. It also gives me a chance to kind of summarize a couple of things. The Loporrits, even the Loporrits, how a lot of people view them as kind of a narrative down point is kind of like it's interesting because I don't actually hate how they were written in. Like in the moment, I think it's weird, but thinking on it, I think that there's some validity on how they were written, even though they were breaks in the story. Killed. Well, he is sundered, so I guess that could be the set. I guess that could be the send-off then. Which even then, I like that Zodiac happens so early in the expansion. It's actually super interesting, and I like that they did it. I'm a huge fan of that, actually. Small. $16 or no? I haven't done the crossover yet. Waiting here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here being logistic on Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water drawn from the underground disperses vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they are able to create the ideal environment for growth preservation for the biological samples kept here. But, well, you know, just hanging around. It's not until I start streaming that my nose suddenly acts up. I love it. Well, how do you know so much about it? My father brought me here as a child. What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before, I asked father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. All too easy to take for granted. The many interweaving aspects of the natural world to grow injured into the wondrous. Or inured. Wow. Urianger, right off the bat. Rough. Having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loporrits in creating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. Subterranean guardians, Labyrinthos, and Lunar Prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiac, the habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. A lot of parallels, yeah. 'Tis no mere coincidence. Ever since Heidelin unfolded us the grim fate that awaits Aetheris, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered into Labyrinthos in preparation for the great exodus, but that is not all. I'm also testing around for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. The Loporrits have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable. That is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Last time is not on our side. I've arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is the most of our preparations for the great exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions. You will have free reign to come and go as you please, such as the will of the form, after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of your trust. Then let us proceed. Oof. By decree of the form, the Signs of Dawn are permitted to enter the central circuit. Yes. Well. Aetherburner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is the Kokoi Denkoi, after whom a forge is named. Necessary instructions have been made. I shall leave you with him to discuss particulars in this way. I always hit minion out of habit. I'm gonna go hit that Aetherite though. Actually, wait, I have access to... No, I'm not. Actually startled me. You know what? I don't want to hear it. You gotta go to your Ruby Weapon EX. Would be an L. I'm gonna be honest, this fucking font sucks. Like, that is, I hate this font. I'm a little sick of reading I's as L's and L's as I's, and I feel like chat at this point is starting to take the piss. I'm trying my best. The font is...
Sure you're just dyslexic.
The font is god-awful. Like, the first few times, it's funny, but now it's getting a little annoying. Cool, that has been attuned. All I cared about here. Now I can continue on with said quest. Oh, that's just a giant snake. I like that there's... It's not glass. That almost reminds me of the ether wall in Doma.
Like the hard light.
Yeah. It's a cool aesthetic. I dig the area. So this is probably going to have us go into the area, explore the area, probably make a circuit. We'll probably actually have to head back up to the hamlet, then over here to Aporia. That's 88. Yeah, this is all 88. So we might actually be here for a very short period of time. Well,
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
That's a mood.
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
I love this man.
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Aetherburner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Aetherburner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace.
Very at least
As
looking
the
at it from a
name
different
ought to tell
perspective.
you, the Aetherburner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding.
And thus propulsion.
Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb.
Hopefully.
But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Yeah.
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive.
Right. So they're having to...
It is no easy feat
Slim
to
it
convert
down.
their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology. You're trying to drive me mad.
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some in's like blowing up a dam and watching the river of Aether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it, though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the Aetherburner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
As this law exists, to be fair.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
This is a good question, one I considered.
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with.
Gotcha.
Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
Is this bonus dialogue if you've done coils? Because this shouldn't happen if you haven't done coils. I guess. Okay, so it's bonus. Go fetch the whatsits.
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course.
Exclusive to Bahamut. Interesting.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak.
The trick is
We alone
footfalls.
can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward. This is Alphinaud. The Scions have need of you.
Actually.
Understood. I
Okay.
will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
That aren't in use, because as I saw, yeah, is in use.
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allegan design?
Hi, Serena.
The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road, If you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the Aetherburner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
It is a good scene, but Falls goes hard here.
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? This plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Sharlyan before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can
grog.
be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Yeah. Happens when you're at the end of a story.
Just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Oh, it's so good. Sound like these are a reminder of how famous or infamous Alphinaud has become. Who'd have thought he could achieve so much with a single Link Pearl conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, it'd be best to return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. Also have contact my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? Who might that be? I mean, I don't know, you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters in your capable hands. Best of luck. What is up, Chaotic? Smoltana? Smoltana, please? Smoltana.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make.
Oh, you're not just hanging.
Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
Dude's a Chad.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it.
She's grown a lot since ARR.
Upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future.
We're missing the
You know
Black
your
Mages Guild.
duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Unnecessary for the cutscene, but we were missing a big player in those factions. We were missing the Black Mages Guild. So we're gonna go through our collaborative cutscene of just like, hey, yeah, all these people. Counting the bosses. Yeah, I can hear it. Neat little callback.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Alamigo. Alamigo has come.
Might I suggest taking us along?
This is actually Lisa's actually just gonna break the shards of Dalamud with her fists. That's the subtext here.
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
I'm gonna smash
While
it.
it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiencies so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the Scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
No, this is an 88 quest. Isn't Blood for the Bloodly not 60? That's an early mechanic.
Then
Never mind.
I will impose upon you with a clear conscience.
They're not white mages, though.
Come.
They're conjurers.
Let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I don't know. You did see that Chad that had like every job at 90, but no class stones, no job stones.
That motherfucker confused me.
What a unit! Like, what an absolute Chad. It's possible, I guess.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
For a very long time. Yeah. There's definitely subtext. Two entire continents of me favors. Yeah! We skipped over Limsa.
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Paying his respects to bro. Yeah, no, it's sicker, but we saw Ulda, we saw Gridania, we're seeing Ishgard. We haven't seen Limsa yet. Gracefulgar?
That was a roar. A dragon's roar.
Which one is it? Because it could be Vritra or Gracefulgar.
Or any of the ones in fucking that tower.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, we just completely skipped over Limsa because now we're here in Kugane, Yangsha area.
In summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
By beseech, we mean money.
Is that...
Hancock?
Wait.
What a surprise this is.
Wait, how is he here? He can't be.
And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
He shouldn't be here because of the Kami quest line, I thought.
Sharlyan?
Yeah. Because he's supposed to be meditating for the next... He's alive, but he's supposed to be, like, meditating for the next, what, however many hundreds of years? At least that's the subtext I got from that. Like, he's alive, he's just doing other things.
No, they do things.
Because he's going to be the new Genbu. He's mantling Genbu.
You can see the Kami, like, wandering around in the Kugane areas.
I didn't even know this, actually.
Yeah, they're wearing... If you just see, like, a random NPC, like, a bunny suit or some shit like that, it's one of the Kamis.
Fair enough. Our friends are searching for refined and maintained sacred relics. We only know they meet your requirements once they've arrived. In the meantime, there's nothing else we can do to be a service. We've already done more than enough. I may say that you could use someone who knows a thing or two about Alphinaud technology. Give the lad with the red eyes and matching hair. You seem like you know more than the average scholar. Good point. Graha does know more. Only Master Kakal knew how right he was when he and Graha established a rapport. Why don't you help with the preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this will be going above and beyond in terms of our arrangements, but I propose this does not curry favor. Confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the logistics in traversing the Great Expanse. Nothing else. It beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantine. I like the footfalls track in the background. It's not quite... It's missing a couple notes. Ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers. Even if you have mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Charlie and Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholar types visiting themselves, preparing for the Exodus. Wow, a lot need all the help they can get. And then off we go. I'm just surprised to see Soroban. I thought they wrapped his story up in the Kami line and he has to do things. Because we never got to fight the dragon. We never got to fight the aspect of destruction. So, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I guess they just wrote that out. But hey, it's cool to see Soroban again. I wasn't expecting that. Can I jump over the hedge? Yes, I can. What I can tell, a lot of other people actually live down here. We don't know how much help we can offer, but I dare say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholark Montashane mentioned. So we're asking around without getting anyone's way. Meet by the Aetherite once the work is done. I guess to be fair, in regards to the plot point, as we are getting towards the finale of the story, even though we have to deal with, hey, yeah, by the way, we have to go fix your engine, it's not as massive as a plot point as I thought it was going to be, because we have the tools with collaborative efforts to be able to continue on pretty quickly. Saria would not have shown up there. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I noticed Saria show up there. I mean, like, it makes sense that Genbu shows up because he's MSQ, but you can miss the Four Lords storyline. The new helpers. Working on the Aetherburner ODR, fear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, use that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in day out is tiring, thankless work. No one will be cross if I misplace a few legumes or what have you. Form's got enough on the plate as in with what deciding who gets to board the Ark and what. Lots of powerful people have opinions on that. My heart goes out to Master Unfortunate and the others. Hardly a moment's rest. I expect to even have time to sleep. Probably not. Particular track. It's a good track. It's solid. Helping with the arc, even with all the power, Master Cookles managed to squeeze out of the Aetherburner. Still not enough, apparently. Well, this dude's name is Steady Current. Now I hear the founders have arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. Only we'd begun the exodus sooner. People are dying, and there's still no end to that if we don't fulfill our duties. We spent years preparing for this moment, believe in the plan, and all will be well. Offering help is very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents by myself. Mostly this is things we'll need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose as our new home. Duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions, so we'll be a lot busier once we depart. Hear that our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to finally meeting them in person after having communicated with them in such limited capacity thus far. Perfectly honest, I'm not even the slightest idea what they look like. Oh, this poor man. I was about to, yeah, he doesn't know. They don't know! Scott, he doesn't know! I do hope that they're not enormous looming giants. Why, I would much prefer them to look small and fluffy like the behatted rabbit that ran by. Oh no, not behatted rabbit. That's actually just the Beast Tribe pet. Watch this. Beast Tribe pet is actually just behatted Loporrit. Minion Way, that's the one. Oh hey, it's been a hot minute since I've had one of those spam ones. Oh my god. Okay. Dude, come on, man. If you're gonna do the spam ad, at least take out the remove the space bar part of the script, bro. Yeah. That was great. That was actually kind of pog. Oh my god. That's straight up Wheeze.gif moment. Meeting you here, Kip. My friends of the forum brought us to see the teeny tiny cool boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't do any use any creation magics, and we're really interested in Aetheris herself and how we find ourselves in a short, funny underground miniaturized version of it. From the Secretary, is it? Yeah, I did hear about the naming way. We were hoping the forum would give us the guide to tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all this time prepare and they're still not ready. Plus, we'll just have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we were planning to do until a chance upon Uriah your good self. Since you're both dawdling about, engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun? Oh no. Labyrinthos, I expected yet prudent suggestion, given the similarities betwixt the artificial environment of the best ways burrow. Would be of the best interest to keep the Loporrits acquaint themselves, or to have them acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by the Sharlyan collaborators. Here, however, the continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would be risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspective. Mayhap thou art better suited to leading this venture. Marvelous idea. Might we begin with the great big what's it over there? The what's it? I shall leave the explanation to Kip. Oh no, not the what's it. Not the what's it. Is that a water tower?
Yep. The weird mushroom-looking thing over here. I have no idea, to be honest.
Looks like a water tower. For 4 cheese minions. What is that? I think he's saying there's 4 cheese minions. I didn't know there was a cheese minion.
I didn't know there was a cheese minion either.
Something so large that creation magic is positively stupendous. Perhaps you direct your attention to the most important features. Hey! Points of interest. Let's go! Is there something funny I can hit in this cutscene?
Oh, Fortunal. Alphinaud's dead. 4 cheese.
Oh. I mean, to be fair. Let's see from there with this golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks. See through the window, another pipe at the bottom. The fee for purifying water drawn up from below. Mushroom-like thing. Looks like the trees in Great Endsvale. Hold on, it's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced, too. Now it makes sense. That's the way they store the water. I did call it was a water tower. There is a hidden...
There is something something hidden.
Yeah, there isn't something hidden. I'm trying to find it. Oh, wait. Ah! Why are you here? You spot an abyssoma, and especially a lively one at that. It would appear the concept you observed another time, another place, was approved for life in the wild world somehow. That's actually kind of cool. What a neat missable thing. Like, you had to watch for the tech. You have to watch for the text box. What a neat thing, though. Is that water I hear from inside the great big tube? Must be because of the cogs and the gigantic wheel at the top. See, that's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it, too. How did that thing get up there? Don't worry about it. Remember, abysstomas can fly. Abysstomas can fly.
There's also a window up here.
Yeah. He wants to be a real boy. He can fly.
Go in here.
The photo hazard gas water drawn from underground, probably with some other mechanisms purified here and stored in that tower before being distributed everywhere. Right, aren't I? I knew it. Designed brilliant and explicitly. I dare say it would only take a moment to install it, even in the harsh environments for us Loporrits, that is. I kind of want Loporrits to just engage in, like, building.exe, just to see a cloud of, like, smoke and just, like, hammer noises, and then bam, it's done. I was supposed to is the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement.
I don't know, I think I kind of want like the Lego games kind of brick building noise a little more.
Yeah.
Hammers.
Yeah. I could see that. That'd be super cool. Have you ever read, however, that people there sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such, how they're able to survive? You know what I've been itching to play through recently? Lego Star Wars. Like the old one, 1 through 6. I've been itching to go through that again.
I guess the new one's not terrible.
It's not. I played some of it. I'll probably have to do it on stream. I did like a couple once upon a time, but I'd have to restart it.
Yeah, I wonder if the old Lego games are on Steam.
They are. Lord of the Rings is one of the interesting ones because I don't know if it's on Steam. I think it still is.
Just I know like Lego DC is. But...
Yeah, Hodera won't be able to procure the necessary amount. Probably enough water to keep them from dying out completely, but if they appear, then rely on far more than we anticipated. The adjustments may be in order once we already calculate the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Far more grindy. I do feel the grind in it. Pinot spoke of the machinery responsible for the feat during our journey through Skone Alpha, did he not? Mayhap the Loporrits will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary to Sharlyan Hamlet. I shall lead the way. We will have to brave untamed wilderness. Valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of the settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodians, I dread to think what would have become of us. Regardless, too many a hungry predator and the aforementioned big, nasty teeth. Loporrits. Oh, it is pouring out there. I'm so glad I didn't go for a walk. That is massive amounts of rain. Nice. Nasty teeth Loporrits may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. I impose these securing safe passage to Logisticon Alpha. For my part, I shall act as an escort to living way and cooking way, and I entrust singing way and growing way in thy care. More valiant protected than I could not wish for. Godspeed. You know what was gonna be the bet? You know, like a solid meme Loporrit. Can we get like curling way? Like just does like dumbbell curls. All that's the whole thing. Is they're just a buff Loporrit. Like that's it. That's all we need. All the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, growing way to the water extraction watts. What's it?
Swollen way.
Swollen way. I mean, yeah, we could do. Yeah, well, but you see it, right? You can like this meme. This carries itself.
Curling way would probably have a penchant for like curling. Fucking shitty ice game.
Excuse you. Requires a lot of skill and concentration. Don't you fucking shit on curling.
It involves having a team of fucking janitors on ice. Like, what do you want from me?
What is not metal about that? That is metal AF.
Let me just slide this weight across the ice while people sleep.
Yeah. Lab chess pieces taking over Ares collection. I'm just gonna go blitz through that quest line. Yeah, actually, hold up. You're not wrong on that one. Think about that for a minute. Rev, you need to go grind your stupid causality tombstones.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. I'm actually about halfway there. I'm at like 1100 right now. Kind of prepping.
Comedy, you mean? Yeah, I might cap for comedy for this week.
Nice. Hope the spot extraction, what's it is worth these harrowing experiences. All part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not burn to a crisp. It's all the same to you. Installing 1,000+ mods for Skyrim. It's going pretty well. That is... I don't want to... I have to get my mod load order at some point. I know Baka mods Skyrim pretty extensively, and I would love to give modded Skyrim a try at some point. I feel like I should go through base Skyrim on stream at some point. Like I'm saving a couple games for when I finish some projects, and then I just stream through. Hey, Grats, we're going through like Oblivion, or hey, we're going through this. Like the next after this is probably going to be Dark Souls, as I've said. 14 has just been kind of eating my time with. I'm in the middle of effectively a very good book. Like I go ham into things that capture my interest. Bid you welcome to Logistic on Alpha. Our destination .fly at the top. Pray follow me. Automated. I know manual Nexus Mod Manager is a little better than Vortex. People have some issues with Vortex, but if you can get it to work just fine, don't let me tell you otherwise. Marvelous, simply marvelous. This is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. The knowledge we'll gain from here is essentially what we're looking for a new start for your kind to inhabit. Apparently most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're all very lucky that the Aetherius just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way it is because of the available resources, I wonder. Either way, existentialism from the rabbit. Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous. I can't wait to see more of it. Rather this choking way.
What?
I read that as choking way. Rabbit's actually just gonna like choke me out while I'm sleeping. All very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision studies. In other words, where's the food? Both the knowledge and skills you seek may be found at the Mayrel Agronomics. Yeah, so we have to go back to where we ended last time, to the farm area. Imagines singing away, the others intend to study every conceivable facet of the Zapras without be so kind to escort our visiting culinarian. Yeah, sounds much more interesting. Hopefully, I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Aryanji was talking about. Even his incredibly vivid, if not verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself, not to mention the Aetherius will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there is still time. This broke no further delay. Noted curling way, noted as gaining Loprit in the quest they're in. Yeah, just like I feel you could absolutely have a field day with some of these rabbits. It's a damn shame that like they get such a bad rap because of how many quests they seem to interrupt. The Nexus organizers here is the better manager because it has more tools than Vortex. People who have more understanding, and I don't have that understanding, and so that's like why I will get a load order, and I will go and install all the portions of it myself to install. Not Stray Queen. In this place, yes, the heady Rome was enough to guide me here, and I spotted several fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I dearly love to try some, but I read that those that help themselves to a farmer's crop without permission often get put into pies. Oh no! Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge would be willing to part with a few samples. I saw him he collided into that ladder and immediately moved on his y-axis. That's so funny. Fine mess this is. That's you, the one who climbed down the mine shaft. Show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the Exodus. I'm not the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we can while we're down here. Up there. First on the moon, then whatever star the form decides to become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. If you want to go to the moon, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us, but no matter how carefully all is planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even those ones we can take may not survive the new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Not what we came here to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, sure. We really wish to sample a little of your produce if we may. By all means, help yourselves. Appreciate it, my good fellow. Where to begin? Apparently this is a good fishing spot, Rev, if you're missing fish.
Is a fishing spot?
Yeah. There is water. There is water down there. If you're missing fish, you might get a couple. Oh no, these are grapes. Yes, squapes! Where are they? There it is. Look at those little poly grapes. I love them.
Yeah.
See if they're delicious as they look. This is a necessary shot. Sweet and sour, they taste so much like ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. Contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar. Far from pleasant. I think I'll try another. Another one. Another one. Well, this certainly give me food for thought. In a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot, but tell me, what is your opinion of grapes? I am the grape of light, yes. They're rather Moorish, aren't they? And from what I've read, quite versatile too. Something about people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverages, as I recall. Anyways, that's enough about grapes at the time being. On to our next treat. Yeah, wine is weird when you think about it. It's just... It's spicy grape juice that people can step in to make it. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation yet. Orange Grove. Am I missing? Oh, there it is. Just blended in. Grape plus yeast, yeah. Orange by name, orange by nature. Came first, the fruit of the color. Who cares? Let's eat. Wouldn't the fruit have come first technically, because orange wouldn't have been what we called it prior?
It was the color.
Yes, that's equal parts sweet and sour as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. May have to consult Iranche about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter. It's already complicated, you know, so many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turn your nose up the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they are still, to my estimation, no one has said otherwise. But speaking of carrots, I have yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what is in that field over there.
Oh, okay, there it is. The fruit came before the color orange. The word orange originated from the Sanskrit word naranja, meaning orange tree.
Got him. Yeah, language is strange. I get back to about 1700 before I can't understand it anymore, like English, right? But then you go into like back to the 1300s, like mod of English, and I'm like, I can actually understand that. It's so wild. Like 1700 is just I don't know. The Enlightenment, the Renaissance era just doesn't quite do it for me in terms of language. Texture. Are they some sort of enormous round carrots? Proper nomenclature is less certain the case. Blech, it's so hard and flavorless. I might as well be chewing on a piece of wood. It's all but confirms he was nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. Oh no! Then when the carrot is sus, that's a pumpkin. Stop, can't you see these are pumpkins? No one in the right sense would eat them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Actually, are pumpkins Solanaceae? Potatoes are Solanaceae. They're nightshade. That's why you're not supposed to eat. You're not supposed to eat anything above the tuber. Like if you like cook and boil potato leaves, that's toxic. Literally nightshade. Do you not find it awful? Not from cooking is drawn into itself. It's where rods arrange ingredients we may safely eat. Well, as cooking allows us to draw out our full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes so long as I can remember. Perhaps these are the hard blocks of plant mag become delicious and orange as I sampled. Wonder though, if there's anything more delicious, how about the yellow fruit over yonder? Y'all in for a treat with the lemon.
Pumpkins are Solanaceae.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't eat the tops of them. Do not eat the plant. You may eat the actual fruit itself, right? But yeah, I guess technically vegetable.
Oh yeah, just remember, life didn't give us lemons, we made them.
Sounds about right. Yeah. That looks less like a lemon and more like the little tiny chicken from Majora's Mask, little chicks. It's the same shape. Wondrous fragrance, what luck, what flavor to match. No idea how these are eaten. I'll just bite it. Oh, Cookie Glue, please don't! My tongue, is this poison? A lemon, you mean it's supposed to take like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? Must be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return. You need a palate cleanser after that, yeah. That's rough. Just
My
bite in.
favorite gave us lemons, we gave lemons life.
Yeah. Finished Ari, I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges less of the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon, the deceiver. I feel so violated. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If that doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it'd be remiss of me to turn this opportunity to oof. Bit of stick came up there. Learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. This is delicious.
Muffin that somebody pulled out of their pocket.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that dude just did.
What, do you not have pocket muffin? Am I weird for having pocket muffin, Rev?
I have pocket jerky.
That makes sense, though. To detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. Never would have guessed this vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but as a starring role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. I actually used lemon juice today with that fish. I put that in while I was cooking it.
I did with my tomato soup today as well.
Lemon's good. It's a good compliment. It's good, strong flavor in the right amounts.
It's got a good acid to it.
Yeah. None of making the most
Makes
resources.
good emulsion.
Yeah, it does. And sometimes it can even be the difference between life and death. Then we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the forum agonized over what was worth preserving and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices make them if we must to survive. Lemon tea is amazing, yes. So strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Loprits were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. We learned all there is to learn about nature and sentient life, the fates of the stars themselves. The civilization was filled with basic requirements for survival. It would inevitably seek to eliminate any form of negativity to achieve perfection. And therein lies the folly and its downfall. For perfection of unattainable ideal, 'tis the paradox of immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the cost incurred with the futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies that knowing our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have, make most of it, and we can make the most of it. When life gives you lemons, you make lemon muffins. There it is, the meme. Pardon my Erzun, when the 7 cells you're on about, and who are you anyway? I am a simple Banui, cooking way at your service and here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. Or not, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of the Theoris species as possible if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course, I look forward to it. This has been highly productive. Let's go and see if Arianji and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? I mean, it's a neat little segue into kind of a more mundane quest line while we're having literal continents shift around to grab the Alagon technology. Oh, hi, I just walked into Mount Party. Did you get the 16 mount yet, Rev?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was using it last night.
I didn't even see. Just remember, Rev's food places that delivered him try to kill him when they accidentally give him unsweetened iced tea.
Yeah, what did
what, how did you word it? Fuckers who trying to poison me.
Trying to poison me.
God. Oh my god. Trying to figure out when we should do Eden Savage. Once I finish 6.0, I might be taking a week off, like 14 streaming, just to recuperate a little bit before going to post. Most likely, especially with the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, you know any other places famed for their cuisine? Oodles of noodles, no! That I had time to visit. The more I learn of Aetherius, the more I wish we could spare from the final days. Island's orders are to flee, not to as if there's some other way. Wink, wink, if there was some other way. Capybara Soulmate, what a time to be alive. That sounds like an amazing manga. Rest that time at the Meryl Agronomics did. Bear fruit, Rihanje, please. Our own efforts to reward him an persistent embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight last times of the essence. Let's return to Sharlyan Hamlet forthwith and shall gladly attend each and every loprit there should further questions from my current answer arise. We can't be at the end of the 88 quest line. Oh. Help the pacing of the story. Well, remember, I also ran into the late Shadowbringers phenomenon of I didn't have to wait like you guys did for patch 5.3, 5.4, and 5.5 for information to sit. So yeah, it felt like, oh hey, look, we can cure tempering. Oh hey, now we just cured Tiamat. Oh hey, now we're just everyone's using it. It felt like feature creep in context because it was so rapid fire. But in context of 14 as a live service, quote unquote, right? Of material coming out every few months, that's where the difference is, and that's how that makes sense. Which of my channels came first? Kazuna Kip, followed by TV, followed by Reacts. Actually, sorry, followed by Reacts, and I think TV came last. TV was very specifically for VODs. Indeed, verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for Aetherius and Logisticon Alpha. That's why forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all forests like that? Star so wonderful comes no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise. Soon the moon was something worth being proud of. Ridiculous. Maybe must seem to you trying so hard yet achieving so little. Not at all. The work is no less worthy of their uniqueness. Thought I heard tiny voices. Yes, Thancred. How did stuff fare? Able to glean a far bit from researchers while helping them move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here despite news of the coming end. The Forum's leadership to thank for that. Doesn't mean people aren't worried though, quite the opposite. No one's asked to check at any moment they hurry to complete their work, equally that a single error could be between life and death. I hardly tell them there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not though, aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me, but I'm used to people. I don't think we think me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. Say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping over the Western Plaza who looked needing of helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. Good place as any. Like, I get whether it's the story they're trying to tell with this. Is they're trying to tell the story of, hey, we do the moon thing, but do they do their best or think they understand, but do they really understand? Like, I get the theory or the story elements coming into play here, but it does, for a lot of people, definitely put hard brakes on the story. Can I help you? It's you who could help me. It's the anxiety, truly so obvious. Burden shared is a burden eased. Pray tell us your my troubles. These little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and when they say that our ship, that it's the sum of decades of Sharlyan ingenuity that's built with pure Alphinaud technology, it's all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. You never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo were ever on board for the first voyage, but even so, it falls to if it fails us, then what do we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight and the one after that. We've done everything we can prevent from happening, but it hardly matters. Thought the Aetherburner design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. Are familiar with these most daunting technology, and dost thou hold the power to allay his fears? Oh, I'm not sure about that, but oh well. Maybe you could tell me if there's an aspect of the ship design that you're especially worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks are one. I've always devised a mean by which to employ gravity, a spatial temporal shell to regulate the environment. That's not strong enough. What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we've left the star? Gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. If there is no different from down here, you see, the same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of one of the great big cosmos rather than separate pieces. Yes, you too are a scholar on gravitational theory. Like both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Yet if Thancred's tale be true, still others would benefit from insights born of your experience, and appeal upon the Loporrits to attend to them. Excellent idea if I do say so myself. There's not we'd like to do more than ease the hearts of the fine people of Aetheris and learn more about them while we're at it. Well, am I glad to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. As you guess, we're finding souls in need of succor, please seek out in the distressed and apprehensive and inform them that help is at hand. So await them here that might be introduced to a suitable Loporrit. We're playing matchmaker with the Loporrits. Matchmaker with Banuis. Do so look forward to that, a place for every Loporrit and every Loporrit in their place. Like, it makes sense. The whole arc is about forming those connections. There's none out there. What am I thinking about the medical facilities in the ship, of course? We designed them with the assistance of our sages and Carugians, but to imagine every illness or injury that might be on the great expanse is beyond any of us to say, and nothing of the effects all living out there definitely might have on the body. Fear from the moon. Why did I not think of that? Like a plush toy and handing it to somebody. Here, take this. It knows rocket science. He would do that too. Yeah. What an absolute legend. Anything bothering? Well, I've been loading up cargo for bells now, so my back feels like a void sense plated as a piano. My feet and knees, drums and cymbals too. Seems fine if in need of a break. What do you mean 8?
There's 8 people around here.
They're all going to be in like a single corner at this point.
No. It took me a while to find everyone.
Because that dude that didn't need help, the dude that's just like resting his back, didn't even count. Well, this is the top of the area. I'm just going around the edges. No entry. This quest is actually really throwing me off because the usual way in which I complete these quests by going around the edge first is not working. I'm actually surprised they didn't. That guy in the corner over there, I'm surprised he wasn't one of them. I would have expected that from Square at that point. At this point, 57 bunches of weeds in there, 56 bunches of weeds. Rip one out, add one to the mound. 55 bunches of weeds in the. I'm not neglecting my duties, I swear. Was in need of a little break, and you see I found myself unable to relax, and also I went for a walk and noticed these weeds and pleasant conversation partners and oh so fuzzy. Goodness me, that does sound like a much better way to relax. The special cape has been issued because we freed the creek. We freed the creek for now.
Yeah, no, apparently today is going to be classified as a holiday for Helldivers too.
Nice.
Memorial Day.
Well, now that we've cleared the creek, I wonder if people are going to be like, yeah, we're done.
Well, yeah, because the meme's over.
Yeah, meme's over. We cleared the creek, and then just player count starts dropping.
Yeah.
We're wait and deliver whatever it was, we'll have to wait. Whatever it is, we'll have to wait. All right, well, that's literally the edges of the map done. This portion of the game, the repeating track in this quest. I just think the track, if they varied it up, I think if they actually had a slower pace, I think it would be fine for this quest. It's this quest specifically because of the 8 people you have to find around the hamlet. Like, I see why people would have issues with it. As the forum can appoint someone else. I apologize, simply don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the arc? I'm already falling apart under this pressure. You know a starship pilot that I might speak to, truly? Well then, there's no time to waste. They can help me prepare for this monumental task. Like, and that's why I think, like, I have insight into Endwalker that I think would be beneficial for a lot of people. It's just, that's going to be like an hour's discussion that I'm going to have. I have to script that and plan that out. Else, what's on the moon? No doubt when we make it in there, the searching for a new star part of it. Plan sounds awfully vague to me. As the forum, they will only tell us the collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, I do not feel particularly safe wandering in sea of stars. God knows what, but God knows who. I mean to say that I can speak with them directly. Amazing. Hope they like questions. Emotional support Benuis. No, I'll have my emotional support Emmett Selk. Thank you very much. Like, if they had slowed this down to, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I remember. If they slowed the tempo down on this a little bit, they could even keep the same core track, but if they needed to slow it down a little bit to make it not feel so urgent, because a fast track, right? If you go into, say, Omega 12, right, that track is going to be different than, say, chilling in Gridania at night, right? These invoke completely different responses from the player. I'm going to help you. Honestly, it's the amount that's breaking it up enough for me. I do love this track. I just think it's misused here, if that makes sense. I too noticed people becoming rather tense, so I rushed out to pluck some fresh fruit and fragrant tea leaves. Only tracked down 100 or so cups. Don't worry, I can manage to help you plan share enough to go as well. Doing better than you are. Nice.
Yeah, I think just the regular background music for this area is better than the track here.
Yeah, I think the background music would have been fine. Like having a Gratz, we're gonna go get all the continents together and stuff, and then cutting that there to regular background music again, I think would have been a nice little tempo break. I think that would have been fine. Disconnect between the track's tone and the tone of the quest is what throws a lot of people off. Yeah, it is. It's like, imagine starting off a game. Imagine starting off Dark Souls 1, but instead of like Firelink Shrine, you end up in like Lost Izalith first. You're like, wow, this is the first area of the game, right? Iron Pineapple actually went over that in his Kingsfield area. We're Kingsfield, Lost City, right? Your first area is like lava. Generally, things like Lost Izalith are later in the game. Mustafar was a last of the trilogy planet, right? Like that's usually towards the climactic end of a story, not the outright beginning. So there's a disconnect between the player and the events happening because of the track and the actions being performed in the quest. Just as a like critique standpoint.
That's something I had an issue with Stranger Paradise. When you literally finish the intro section, yeah, hard cuts from action track to Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah. Like,
or not Fly Me to the Moon, my way.
Yeah, you have to ease players into stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, well, I feel it's, oh, well, Kip, but you also read Tolkien. You also literally binge lore videos on the Silmarillion and Dagoth and why the Godhead in Kim is important and why Anti-Kim is a concept. It's like, yeah, and well, I can just put oh boy, Kim is a fun concept in Elder Scrolls if you haven't come across it yet. Oh man, Kim is like, you hit the point where you realize you're part of effectively a simulation. You're just part of the Godhead dreaming. And so you either have one of two things that can happen at that point. You either zero sum, which the Dwemer did, because, oh, hey, well, if we're just part of a dream, then is this real? Am I real? You zero sum. Or you achieve Kim, which Vivek had as well. The player characters, I guess, are all also insinuated to have Kim. And that allows you to do things that other people can't do. And then that's where Dagoth comes into play in Morrowind, because he has anti-Kim, as the community coins it, because he acknowledges that he's part of the dream, but also also comes to the conclusion that he has control of the dream. So he is greater lore potential with Kim going forward. Yeah, Elder Scrolls is wild. I don't always agree with Elder Scrolls, like ESO. Like, I don't agree with a lot of the lore and contradictions and like retcons and stuff. Like how the Dragonborn in Skyrim are retconning what the Dragonborn were prior to Skyrim. But there's some interesting concepts that Elder Scrolls brings to the table, like dragon breaks and stuff. How every action is true and untrue. Whereas every action is true.
Or like the basis of like Nier's just mass disease with the White Coronation. You literally get infected, you see the face of God, and you have to make a choice. Do you either make the contract or do you die?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's points to go either way with that as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you take the contract and turn into this awful monstrosity, or do you, just die? Just game over.
Actually, just KMS status.
It's not even KMS. It's just like you cease to be.
Do the Gwimmer's zero summing theory? I don't know. It's a valid possibility. I think that it's the fact that they fuse to make their own god. What isn't that the theory that a lot of people actually subscribe to? That they effectively all fuse themselves. They use themselves to summon their own version of Zodiark. Let's put it that way. They became their divinity. It became the skin of their divinity. That's one of the other things that people in the Elder Scrolls community talk about and discuss. But then there's the other thing of like, oh, well, they just zero summed. So Josh Stripe Hayes is also going through Morrowind. When he finishes, I'll probably go through Morrowind. I want to go through it. I want to analyze it. Behold, thine efforts the word hath spread throughout Labyrinthos. Verily, to a far greater number than we anticipated, living way doth gather more loppers as we speak. We need more bunuis. Each in accordance with their skills and new bonds of friendship might be forged, should be greater. Matters require this attention to watch over them, I promise. Like, and that's like a softer track would have done great here. This makes this go way too hard for let's find everybody their emotional support Banui.
Yeah, no, that's like
the pacing is off,
have, especially in the Sharlyan zones. Like the Sharlyan Knights theme is probably the most fitting for this situation because it's just somber, smooth jazz.
Yeah, like I understand the need to progress, right? But that type of soundtrack is, say we're tracking down Medion, right? That's where you use that track. That's where you use that tempo, because your sound, and this is actually why I like 14 a lot, is that it uses music so well. You go to Gridania, it sounds like Gridania.
Combat music for like finding every rabbit a home doesn't really seem.
No, it doesn't. It's like going to Omega, like going to Omega 12, MF Omega, right? 012, and you go there and it's playing something like, I don't know, Bahamut's theme, right? It just doesn't. It mismatches. Yeah. It's a battle track, but it's inappropriate for the situation. Cut Endwalker down to the wire, and then like when I say this isn't me engaging in the standard cancel culture behavior. It is a analysis and critique on the subjects. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's important to understand that.
Sniper God brings up a good point. It's like having combat soundtrack played in the inventory menu.
Yeah, exactly.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
Imagine if, like, that's a really good. You pause in an Elder Scrolls game, right? And how it's silence. But imagine having, or at least it dumbs it down to like maybe like 5 to 10% of the initial track going on, right? But imagine it's like every time you enter that pause menu, it's a loop of the Skyrim Dovahkiin soundtrack, right? Dovahkiin, right? Is that not going to just increase your heart rate? Is that not going to make you anxious? Because it is a track that goes hard in an environment that isn't hard. You're just eating 60 cheese wheels. The only reason I could see that making sense if I tried that Wendy's burger again, the T-Rex burger, then that would make sense. That required Sabaton to get through. God. Living Way, isn't it?
I think that was one of my big gripes with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I'm thinking about it because the music wouldn't cut when you opened your menu, so you just be in your inventory trying to do inventory management and have like
with Sleeping Way.
Hardcore combat music playing.
His advice should be most pertinent.
Sound is so important to a game. It's why I love 14. It understands this. It might miss it, right? Yeah. It might miss a couple things. A couple things might be critique worthy, but generally it understands. If you go into Xenos' boss, or you go into Zodiark, right? You go into Zodiark. That is a Gregorian chant style, even Halo style, I guess you could even argue to a degree, right? Banger of a track. This makes sense because the track, I guess the lyrics are singing about Zodiark, free us, there's darkness inside of us, oh Lord Zodiark, deliver us, right? It's a track about darkness and hopefulness. It's great. It's appropriate for the setting. You cannot apply that to, say, Hydaelyn. You cannot apply that to, say, Shinryu, which is actually a lot of why I had issues with Stormblood, because some of those tracks really miss. It took a while for Shinryu's theme to actually grow on me.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
Right, and that's like when you go into Zodiark and you hear Endcaller, it makes sense right out the gate. The track makes sense. The track is fitting with the fight, and even then, when his first hit of Styx goes off, it's in tune with the lyrics stopping and it going into that loop of notes, right? The spiral of notes. It makes sense for the fight. It makes sense. Other games just, I mean, there's other things in 14, but other games don't quite understand that. Where you can say, go and fight Millennia Blade of Mikola, and maybe the track doesn't exactly fit. You can go fight Gale in the Ring City, and it doesn't quite fit. I have to go back through Gale. I don't even remember his soundtrack.
It was really good. It really fit.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm making sense?
Yeah. It's like some of the tracks in Armor Core 6. Like, Armor Core 6 had a great soundtrack. There was just some missions where it had this pumping fucking, like, battle music playing, and you were there to wipe out like 2 dudes.
I think Final Fantasy VII, the original 7, had moments like that as well, where the soundtrack just didn't fit. Like, it's fine if there's a miss. Oh, crap! It's not 100 out of 100. Whatever. Still a good game.
Yeah. It was like, man, this is some really bomb-ass music playing. I wonder if I'm gonna go fight a boss or something. Oh, there's just like 6 dudes here. Like, basic fucking cores.
Were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon.
Well, and that's the...
Your world and wondering what
That's why we have the battle track, right? So for... Actually, that's what I really loved about Shadowbringers. For Shadowbringers, we had Insatiable, right? The auto-tune we fall, right? The standard combat track. And then going into Hades, we had a variation of Insatiable with who brings the light, right? No, who brings the dark? I can't remember Hades' theme. And going into Warrior of Light, patch 5.3, we have a further variation of that, taking inspiration from Insatiable and it becoming To the Edge. That is how you do that. You have your standard, okay, yeah, we're just fighting some Sin Eaters, or we're just doing this, right? But the moment, you know, or like the Singer boss, right? But the moment you hit Elidibus, Hades, Vothri even, an actual big boss, they have their own track, so you can differentiate them between the standard brick and mortar enemy. Who brings Shadow? Thank you.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget.
Oh. I was waiting for this moment.
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Oh no. That crit senses trouble.
Vilson and Blovida, Sharlyan's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
Yep.
It hath been some time. Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
Alfei, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where. Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know. We always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
You can't just haul off and hit somebody. That's not how that works.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while. Arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought.
I like the
From
scientist
that
in the
day
left
on,
corner.
She
So
never
confused.
let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you, too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
Nui in the background. What the fuck? What is that smug face?
This moon breeder. She was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Got him.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
Well, this needed to happen. It was a good
You can live
finishing
here your
to this
entire
arc.
life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
Yeah, and then once again we're greeted with this track. It's so contrary to the mood. After so very long, glad so that it was with your company. Difficult was to accept their kindness to be far hard to accept than to face it alone. It isn't so different than Eorzean. Ever wonder why we named our daughter Moon's Bride? First held her, the moon was shining silver and full. The whole world seemed to glow. Knew it had chosen her. She would be the beacon of that self-same light. Of course, we later hear our fair share of jokes about how we ought to have gone for the sun instead, with how bright and stubborn she was. Iris McBrutus, she was always kind of gentle. One of the Scions, correct. Thank you for caring for the time she spent with you was all too short, but I know she was proud to have you as comrades. Around she is too, I'm sure, and I certainly feel better for knowing he has good friends to look after him. Comes from, see that he comes from time to time, will you? That's my gratitude for your lending courage. The Loporits, not Dispose of the rest of the laurels. Several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their stations. Some few have come hither seeking counsel, and so shall remain to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. Matter of fact, I was hoping you might check in on Alice. Last I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. You and myself both know whose help she is less like to scorn. Not to mention that much, but unfortunately, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing until later. Base Thancred, procrastinator extraordinaire.
Thank you for the D5 Mafia and the D4 Mafia.
Like, it's a good finishing to his arc. I think that it's a very good arc. And incredibly relevant for a lot of people. So we'll probably make our way the next couple quests down to Aporia, and then we'll probably get into the next one. Hypothetically, you might be able to get to, if someone were to fly you from, say, up here, they could probably fly you down to the hamlet. Maybe. That might not be MSQ locked, but that definitely is spoiler territory. What are you doing over here? I don't mind if you help with the box as far as the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Appreciate the assistance. Need these two. Aporia, time is short, of course. They're full of organic specimen samples. Try not to do too rough for them. Should be waiting for us when we arrive. We'll see you there. Let's look at grief. Exactly. And that's like, video games have so many things that they can do. And it's a shame that AAA just doesn't have the, really seems like cojones to really do that anymore. There was a time when No Russian launched, and it's like, oh yeah, no, you can skip this. But this is quite literally, you know, you can skip this if you need to. This is optional. This is kind of messed up.
Yeah, you can skip this. That's the severity of the story, but, or the urgency of the story. But you don't have to do this.
Well, even then, the way that they wrote it, you could completely miss No Russian, and because of the cutscenes, get all the context that you need.
Yeah.
AAA games start. Point in case being YouTube today. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, even though you censored these, and as far as I'm aware, comply with every single thing. Oh, by the way, these are age restricted. The others demonetized. It's like, really? Then why am I trying at that point? I literally tag everything as if a 3-year-old child was looking at it and going to be like, oh, is this considered controversial? Talking about men's living spaces. Well, some advertiser somewhere could get, you know, just their pants in a bunch because, oh, well, that's controversial. Craziest fit there with the others. But I got to but how did you come to be involved in this? I suppose I have Thancred to thank as well. Wondering why I was tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia. So to begin with, so was I. And that this was the base of operations of Source when those are the final say as to what is included. The shipment's manifest can be found here. Father included, I suspect. Be everything. Hear that all at once. Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh gosh, so lighter than the luck. Not everyone has your delicate arms. Oh no. So we should let someone know that we finished. Theo Paladin is in the courtyard. We can report to him. Why don't you come along? You can actually get credit for your assistance, at least considering where we are. We might even learn something interesting. I like these not spherical bushes. I love them. Polygonal bushes are best bush. Everyone says it. What can I do for you? Samples of Sharlyan Hamlet, Series 110, created by the entrance. The section of my colleagues, but we were dreadfully short-handed. You are fortunate children, are you not? Then I'll say at your service. You're welcome with father, I take it. I've been friends with your parents since our days in the studium. I remember when you were yay-high walling hither and thither. Clearly, it's been quite some time since we first met. It's good to see you again, wielding your father's. No less, no less. Your parents, when they were young, what were they like? Pray spare no detail. Should like nothing more than regalia. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, and reams of paperwork want for submission. Help with all that, of course, in exchange for stories of our parents, but never willingly divulge, of course. Very well then. You have to take 3 sets of documents in your delivery. How about you take each one, or each take one? 14 PlayStation with all the current licenses on sale, but not sure if I should. What are your thoughts? So you will be have to pay. You will, as far as I'm aware on console, PlayStation, you have to still pay your Mog Station sub fee, right?
No, you can get the first off.
No, but like if you're buying through Endwalker, right? Like if you have an actual account.
Endwalker, yeah, it'll be paid through either Mog Station or PSN for your actual account.
Well, I don't actually know. Does PSN actually pay for it, or is it like Xbox where it's a separate fee?
It's a separate fee.
Okay. So, in regards to that, when you get a premium account, which isn't the free Stormblood, right? It is a separate fee. You do go through the Mog Station. However, say you log on a PlayStation, then you're like, I want to log in on my laptop. You can do that because you can do that. So you will be paying for PSN and a sub fee. Honestly, if you have the time to put into it, it does respect your time for the time that you do put into it. There's a lot that you can do in it. But that sub fee and just mass. Oh, you don't need PS Plus for. Okay, never mind then. The mass amount of content in this game will keep you busy. If that's the word. Oh, I'll just run out of content in like 300 hours. No. There is plenty of content if that sways your decision making. Well, I'm presently waiting to collect these near the southernmost structure. Hope we haven't been kept here waiting too long. Never mind, Alphinaud saying certainly will be back soon enough. There is plenty of content to do. And I mean, I myself, like, I've been blitzing this as hard as I am because I've enjoyed it. I know my voice sounds like I don't, having to read through stuff, but it's exactly that. I'm just reading through effectively a book. I'm reading through a document or a VN to get the story. Reading is required. Reading is mandatory, in fact, in order to actually enjoy the game to the fullest. Separate purchases for the expansions on each. Okay, good to know on that. So it's like Destiny, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. No, I've been debating on doing a actual big piece of, like, as a Sprout, going from 0 to Endwalker, finishing it. What was my thoughts on it? When the signs lived on, I thought you were meant to be working in the Aetherburner. Here's your paperwork. Paperwork is going to be work. He had misplaced his quill. The reason is that you're helping seeking these documents to my hands at least. As for your other tasks, pray keep this between us, and I sincerely hope you and the science succeed. The exit is without a doubt the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum, but we must be in, and so we must be circumspect in all aspects. Risk is a privilege we cannot afford ourselves. At its heart, however, Sharlyan has ever been a nation of the curious. It would be a tragedy indeed if it were. Let's steer me your pursuit of the truth. Good guy. I found the Endwalker that due to how stores interact with the data centers and such. Well, that's the thing, is that games have generally always done this. Remember, Left 4 Dead 2 on PC got free DLC. On Xbox, no, you must pay for this. That's just always a consideration.
Killing Floor was as well.
Yeah.
PC got a shitload of free stuff, and Xbox had to buy every bit of it.
Yeah. So just know that going in. Have your console of choice where you buy the DLCs. Alternatively, you can still do the through Stormblood free trial just to gauge the game to see if you like it before fully committing. Happy to work with being on persons, you will note. We have both my thanks and my apologies for sending you an errand so far below your ambitions. Waven's baby struggled out of your swaddling clothes and oh no! There's quite enough of that, thank you. I was compromising our stories of our parents that we'd asked for to reiterate. Got him. Of course, I've known your father for so long, I might have something. I see no part of what Livy are named grounded respect in Sharlyan is your family's storied history, so you can trace your ancestors directly to those who came aboard Nunc himself, and lineage you can claim. Never thought much of it myself, it's not as though our forebears founded our nation, they were simply there when we landed. Nevertheless, it's traditionally been a point of pride. This is why Nuncrip's pronouncement, renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason, has been our family's creed. It's their grandfather's time, Archon Louis looked not to Nurncrump's words, but his deeds he asserted in defiance of his peers, choosing to save the great and small from the rising tides that was the mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy, and the fall of civilizations that led him to conclude and issue the conflict at every turn, to consign mankind to his doom. Every big conflict calamity will follow thus. To ignore the plight of those that might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Remember the words as well indeed. Archon Louis lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Sharlyan or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yes, Fortunal could not reconcile Louis' father's deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy that which he believed so vehemently made a pariah of his father. Fortunal agonized over his contradiction for much of his life. Some may carry the father's blood, but the choices are his own to bear. It has always not been thus. God's no Fortunal's cranky old goats. So I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Even you, so much as you know you're constantly in his thoughts every moment of every day. It's not an exaggeration in the slightest. See, when you were born, barely recognizable, he was kind of dumbfounded, grin, had not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. I love this. My word for he loves you at an embarrassing degree. He's also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided what a given action is for the best, he will stay that course no matter what or what opposes him. No matter who or what opposes him. Profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, as I'm sure you will agree. Also, in your insight, when we next meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Not to get me in too much trouble now. I need the form on my side. Thing which I ought to be getting back to work. I had to make sure that those specimens you brought make it to their proper places, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. We'll speak again later. Yeah, Rev's got to go back on that the nightclub underground to get his connections back. Surely Kukul hasn't driven me out of the forge already. For better or for worse, no, he has sent me on a task that requires more than my single pair of hands, and here you are. He's at least one of you, but won't object to more. So I'll say I have prior commitments, so we must have delayed too long as is. But can you spare the time? Yes. I will help the Graha. Shouldn't take long. The Imithadar, and I quote, promise heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and onto my lap. Magical wishes to be ready for us with proverbial hammer to the anvil at a moment's notice. Fabricate these parts, however, he needs the flames of Kukul's forge to burn hotter. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. Flow of fire acid ether in labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor southward, to which I have borrowed the key. This will require to be able to carry out safely, but I can explain the process when we arrive. This is where we part then. We'll see you in Sharlyan Hamlet once the adamantine arrives, if not before. I think we're at the end of the area, honestly. Well, we still don't have the middle. That's probably going to be where we actually end. Is there a new DLC coming out this summer? Yes, there is. That will be Dawn Trail. I think Dawn Trail will be a good cooldown expansion for a lot of people. See that current. Want that. Not the slimes! Horse. Reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire ether output. While I do, a rather large amount of water aspect ether will issue from the vent to the top. You have to listen to a few elementals, which we would both rather not be drawn to the reactor itself. Trust me. I ask you to put down any that draw too near. They'll pose very little trouble, I'm sure. And I'm just like, so here's the thing, is that in order to escalate, you do have to have a period of time where you have to set things up again. From how Endwalker is going to end just in base, like, we need a cooldown volume. We need to set up the new threat. We need to set up a new big bad, or we need to set up a new organization. We need that time to do that. Even if it's just Pashtero, right? Like, even if it's just Pashtero, we need that time to reset things up. Joins that reminds us for years, never gets dealt with, never talked about again. Is that the, that's a WoW reference, right? To the giant sword in the middle of whatever that place is, right? I heard it explained very meme-wise once in a Killing Experience video. Yeah, and does it actually never come up again? I mean, WoW also has the issue where, like, hey, cool, here's your artifact thingy for the expansion. And then by next expansion, everything is completely scaled out and you lose your super special awesome object / trinket for the area. You know, yeah, there's been some massive changes. Depending on when you played, certain dungeons and stuff are completely different. Praetorium is now 3 parts, where you have Castrum, Praetorium, and Ultima, all 3 separate sections now. I know that was a thing that people come back and you're like, wait, what? Go smoothly out here.
Going back to your whole WoW thing, it's because WoW has the MacGuffin problem.
Yeah. Why should we care about the Heart of Azeroth?
How are we going to beat this Guff? Or how are we going to beat this boss? I don't know. Here, I have this new magic MacGuffin that does everything. What about my MacGuffin from last expansion? No, that MacGuffin's not good enough anymore.
Yeah. No, get bent. New MacGuffin. $69.99, please.
Yeah.
What
was the issue I think Mortal Kombat 10 had? It was like, how do we beat, what's his name? Oh, here's this MacGuffin.
Rough. Venting properly. We'll see a difference in the force flames by the time I return. He said it. Graha said venting. Calling emergency meeting. Graha is sus. I vote to eject Graha. Maybe there's... Graha wasn't engineering. Here's another matter I ought to discuss with you. Nothing terribly important, but it's something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet only you, I have been to Elpis. Graha is in fact red. He is very sus. Established, refined adamantine is a product of Allag, one of the Empire's twilight years. In fact, it was a material which I saw much of as part of the Algon's effort to extend the other bounds of the world, Dalamud, of course, being the most prominent. Those who would push further, expand Allag's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was the infamous technologist Amon. Yeah, that dude. I believe he had his own reasons. There's no evidence to suggest that he retained the memories of his former life. Only joined the Assassins of the Empire was all but dust, as you know. Not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue as he did with such fervor. May seem far-fetched, but what if souls, like minds, have a personality, so to speak, a natural disposition towards which they were inclined? I thought we had established this already. I thought this was already established, or did I make that connection ahead of time.
What?
Souls having that disposition. Like how Amon reincarnating is generally always like science dude. I don't know. That's just something that I guess was inherent understanding on my part, but I guess this would make sense to be a kind of reveal at this point in time. Relative certainly it was gross decadence and inexorable decline of ally that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Zonde. Emperor's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them, for the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Zonde's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Would have not Zonde been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless, Amon's desire for countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same and still people with a new purpose. Like Hermes before, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived. He could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope in distant stars. That's just my theory anyways. Ultimately, as the consequence of these actions which matter, their motives are of no moment, and yet reach these stars on wings and adamantite to travel to the ends of creation and beyond. Promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. But enough music for now. Why don't we see how Kokol is getting on? The light transition was actually really cool in that scene. Sometimes I have really cool good luck with lighting. Transition between night and day cycles. Yep, so we should be entering the end of this area. Promising a conversation. What conversation was promised? I don't doubt it. I just don't remember it. Wasted 14. What?
Huh?
Sounds like a drinking game. The Fate's name is called Wait.
14?
Yeah, Wasted 14. Sounds like a drinking game.
Yeah.
Those are some really blocky shadows, actually. Oh my god.
Don't look too closely at them.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
Look, your options rather have everything else look nice or have good looking shadows. You can't have both.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, like, that's something that I would be submitting a bug report on, but, like, also that's like, yeah, like, if we address this, cool. If not, I mean, deal with it.
Well, shadows are also very, like, machine intensive.
Yeah, and remember, this has to be for PS4, so, like, I'm not, like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do.
Plus, I don't think you're supposed to be looking at them by standing on top of them.
Oh.
If you're at distance, they're kind of smooth.
Yeah, distance is fine, yeah. I was about to say this music is fine, then I realized I was on my mount. I can see those flames blazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, Graha, but there's not much left for you to do. Let's see if you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster. This is the last one? Really? Does she deliver your promise? I do only. Hey, wait, and I want the adamantite. I want it now! Or share your impatience, I assure you. It's just nothing else we can do with this in the meantime. I wish. This sitting around's unbearable. Pity the forum frowns on recreational explosions. They frown on recreational explosions. Oh my god, I love that he has this knowledge. It's so good. Being so long.
And Kip, you do have it backwards. So it's Aether currents are always the second to last.
Second to last, thanks. Okay.
Second to last.
As long as they can't prove it's premeditated, get you gone. Have mistakes to make. That's such a mood, though. Oh my god. Well, I have mistakes I gotta go make. Low NPCs are... Really? It's low NPCs that are the issue. Interesting.
Yeah.
1060s in 2024. I guess that's fair. Well, to be fair, GPUs for a while fucking skyrocketed because of scalpers.
Which Dawn Show is going to push it to where you kind of have to have the higher end now.
Yeah. I'm fine with that, though. In that case, suppose I should go and return the key to the reactor. I'll have one more. We're going to make sure nothing's gone wrong intentionally or otherwise. Certainly there's better uses for your time. I will join you in the Sharlyan Hamlet anon. He wants the adamantite now. It's his money and he wants it now. He went for some cash now. Awful. Decided to watch, listen, and learn. I mean, that's never a bad option. I love that man. I love him so much. He's actually just super legit dude that just wants to blow things up. What a mood.
Yeah.
Phased out by expansion of Dontrell's expansion. Yeah, by 8.0, we're expecting PS4s to be phased out. I don't know. Like PS5s are still pretty slim in areas, aren't they? Like, I mean, I have some in stock near me. They finally got caught up on production.
All set, I take it?
We finished what we could, delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals, trivial tasks as they may be.
Got him.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the Aetherburner, that is.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperites, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
PS4 14 runs better than PS5 14. Oof. Five-head moment. Jesus.
To wait for the refined adamantite.
PS5 may be a transitionary console like the Wii U was.
Special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Boat.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
It's gonna be the funny chat. It's gonna be the funny. It's gonna be the floating watercraft.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested with all speed.
That man ran. Time for the content check. And it's gonna be barren,
Where might
telling
this
you.
delivery be?
I mean, I've done most everything. I haven't done things like Eureka or Baja, to be fair.
Done most of the important stuff.
Most
Only
is
thing we
the
haven't done with like your entire checklist of blue was fuck that.
Wait, is that?
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
The floating one. That's Zodiac.
Surely, these can't all be.
Sky Pirates, there it is. So that's the second Alliance raid. The third one was Zodiac.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks and these
Storm Alliance, yes, I did.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Rick and Baj get a line each. I haven't finished either of them.
Charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Got him.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. And a hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalaman shard.
I love these two.
I'll have you know, I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, it was my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due. You did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
I love these two. I want more of this in Dawn Trail.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Where's Snake? Where is he? Where's that son? Where is he?
Soroban. We come bearing relics both sacred and elegant, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I want that sword. Sword's great.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Racen Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's Dango craving brought us to Kugane.
Dango, what?
We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements.
Yeah, it's Dango. That's how that's pronounced. A is actually EI in Japanese, like Raiden Mei, MEI. Dango is DANGO.
Oh, I want Dango.
Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our Dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause.
So what is it if you didn't do that quest line? Is it still the Phoenix Blade, or is the dialogue changed? Because you don't know who Tenzin is without doing the Four Lords.
I think it's literally just like the winning of the legendary Phoenix Blade just drops
that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onakoru, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease, and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally, or die trying.
Based Snake. Love Seiryu.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
It's just a relic that happens to be a sword, so it's not called the Phoenix Whip.
Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphinaud. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability.
Nice.
And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Company credit card, let's go!
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
Potter is actually mob boss. It's great. Love her.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount.
Potter literally owns half the world.
We
I'm
also
calling it.
have the benefit of a generous
Potter's
patron.
just like
Generous being rather an understatement.
Potter's got fingers in every pie.
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Tataru is one of the yeah. Potter is one of those people that could pay you to be erased from existence.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
Amazing.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And would be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
Got him.
Waste not.
I love it. This poor man. I'm financially ruined. I will never recover.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Kryle's actually just manipulated from the shadows.
Erenville, you were involved too.
Best Banui.
I received a letter from Cryle after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleamers. spread across the world as we are.
Toddery is a primal and Emeliance has been tempered. This is my headcanon now. Toddery's actually just a primal of money.
You do not interpret this as a betrayal of Sharlyan. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
Customs orders do I know? No, like it's none. Wow, that's a neat little. I see the Omega there.
About a ship that can fly to the moon.
Of course, Sid would be Sid and Nero would be interested in this actually.
And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Sid's very upset with us.
Sid, you brought the team. Of course, Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship. Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlwind before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius.
Oh no.
He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise, so we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allagan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it too.
Nice.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard.
I mean, it is right there, to be fair.
I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kral's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflock fought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness.
Goblins, yeah, we should invest. The goblins are irrelevant here.
The Allagan defenses was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the Gobby booms.
That's Alexander, yeah.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat-Han not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you.
Durgan.
Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chris-Velgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well."
He finally woke up after Omega.
Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again. Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power. What we could blow up.
Exactly. I love this man. He's got his priorities in order.
If is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Scales of Mitsuko. Yeah, his scales specifically.
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me, as family. You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. 'Twas love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great exodus would succeed, must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Sharlyan's policies. A perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing. When he perished at Carteneau, as we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
Nah, the PTSD helps.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
That's the one. Oh.
Millions.
I am not and father. I'm not family person. In fact, I much rather empathize more with characters like Xenos and Fandaniel. But this scene is great.
I have wronged my children most gravely. I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
This is a positive part of the story. Where's the gut punch?
About the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Thank you, Graha. Thank you for saying it.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You have no small number of friends and admirers here, after all.
Stola, stop being sassy at me. I've literally just been here waiting for the funny man to talk to his children. Oh, what an interesting... The notes. It's Maker's Ruin, right? It's Ultima's theme. But why is it Maker's Ruin? Yeah, this is AR. This is what plays during Ultima's fight.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Well, no, what I'm saying is why here, right? If the track is called Maker's Ruin, why here? Why is Maker's Ruin relevant to the situation? That's my question. Finally managed to clear the harbor, which means... Oh, is it our theme? Okay. Rest of the engineer's capable hands. Meanwhile, Father has issued us an invitation. Agreed he will reveal means by which Hydaelyn may be contact. We are to meet him at the Aporia when we're ready. Given the vital knowledge she holds, just we leave without delay. Transpires, however, that the forum's method for speaking with her is not without risks. I'm curious to hear what those might entail, but regardless, be warned. Most of those who arrived the Adamantite have offered to stay, see any remaining tasks that need doing. Forum has already asked my assistants overseeing the process. You needn't worry about a thing. I just like that Emmett Selk is just here, just his minion. It's so good. Off to Aporia then. Bonds of Adamant, parentheses, Ite. Localization team needs to go less hard. I can't imagine how many memes we're going to have in Dawn Trail. There's going to be a lot, right? Did seal us as the world. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That does make sense. Alrighty then. But if you're on the Kip TV channel, that will do it for that time. We will, in the next one, start with contacting Hydaelyn and what that entails, so stay tuned.